Hello. I'd like to welcome all of you here this morning and thank you for coming to our presentation. My name is Catherine Cash and I'm a research dietitian here at Pennington. My colleagues and I are going to talk to you about heart-healthy meal planning today. I'm going to talk about the breakfast meal. Irma Levy will talk about lunch. Barbara Chanauskas will talk about the dinner meal. And Michelle Begnaud will talk about snacking. And then we'll end with a question and answer session. So we'll begin. Here's a little cartoon for everyone. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, a daughter, an executive, a cook, a housekeeper, a teacher, a chauffeur, and a soccer coach. That's only 19 pounds per woman. So I'm sure everyone can relate to this. Just the many hats we wear as women, all the responsibilities that we have, and the things that can distract us from planning healthy meals. So that's why we like to talk to you today about healthy meal planning and some practical strategies for that. So first of all, what gets in the way of meal planning? Just like the cartoon showed, all those responsibilities that we have, work, kids, commitments, anything that really distracts us or keeps us from planning heart-healthy meals. So oftentimes we're just tired and we just don't feel like planning meals. So let's look at some advantages of meal planning. Saves money, promotes healthier eating, saves time. You might think that you might spend more money going to the grocery store and planning meals and buying more food at the grocery store. Some people do experience that. But you have to think about the money that you spend going out to eat. Think about how much money you spend going to a restaurant for a family of 4. You might spend $50 or more depending on the restaurant that you go to. So keep that in mind, that you may spend more at the grocery store, but you're going to spend less going out. Healthier choices, you're in control. You go to the grocery store, you can pick the food items that are healthier, and you're in control of how you prepare the meals also. And then saves time. You're going to spend maybe a little bit more time cooking, but in the end, when you have the things prepared, you plan the meals, you're actually going to save time in the long run. So let's look at some meal planning tips. These are some general tips that I'm just going to go over, but each one of us will talk about some specific tips for each one of the meals. So keeping staple food items on hand. By doing this, it's going to help you when you're in a bind. So, preparing ahead of time, going to the grocery store and having these food items on hand will really help you. Weekly specials. We all get those flyers in the mail. I think it's like on Wednesday or Thursday from all the grocery stores. Look at these flyers, see what's on sale for the week, and then that way you can choose those items and save a little bit of money by going around those weekly specials. How about going meatless, planning some vegetarian meals? Challenge yourself to do that. Plan one vegetarian meal a week. You may be able to, challenge your family to do this, see how they like it. Beans are a good source of protein, and they're also very inexpensive. So this could also save you money. Whenever you do cook, maybe pick a day on the weekend, on Saturday or Sunday, or a day that you're off. Pick that day, do a lot of cooking, cook some extra food items. You can use it for leftovers the next day, or freeze the food, and then you can have it later in the week. You can just pull out that frozen meal, and then it's going to save you time. It might be that day where you're running late and you don't have time to do any cooking at all. Just go in the freezer, pull out that meal that you've frozen from the weekend, and then there you have it. And then keep a shopping list as you go throughout the week and you run out of things or you run out of those staple food items. Jot that down and go to the grocery store with a shopping list rather than going to the grocery store and just, picking things off the shelf. It'll make your shopping experience more pleasant and you'll avoid those impulse items. And then also keeping track of the meals that you prepare, the menus that you have for the week. That way you can, jot down notes and did your family like this? Did they not like it? And then you can kind of build a list of go-to meals for the future. So now we're going to look specifically at breakfast. So what are some of the benefits of breakfast? Breakfast may be the last thing on your morning to-do list, or it might not even be on your list at all, but a healthy breakfast refuels your body, it jump-starts your day, and may even benefit your overall health. So don't skip breakfast, it's more important than you think. We always stress to our children how important breakfast is each day, so why should it be different for us? According to the American Dietetic Association, children who eat breakfast are more likely to concentrate better, to be more alert, be more creative, and actually have better problem-solving skills. So it can do the same for us, for adults. It's a great way for women to get calcium, iron, fiber, and other essential nutrients. Breakfast can help promote a healthy body weight by regulating the appetite, and it can also reduce the chance of overeating later on in the day. So think twice before you want to skip this meal. A lot of people think that you may save calories by skipping your breakfast meal, but that might end up backfiring on you. So some tips for breakfast. I think we're all going to stress this, plan ahead. Many of us are creatures of habit, and you can maybe eat the same thing every day for breakfast. But some of us need a little bit more variety, and so that you don't get bored. But first of all, again, let's plan ahead. Let's plan breakfast meals for the week. If you're not going to eat the same thing each day, then think about, what are some breakfast meals that you like, some different things that you can, maybe alternate throughout the week. Be sure that you have these foods on hand, and you may have to wake up a little bit earlier in the morning to prepare your breakfast. But just think about 10 minutes earlier, will do the trick. So if you don't think you'll have time in the morning, though, to prepare, if it may be a busy morning, something's going on, you can maybe do some things the night before. So, cut up some fruit, put it in baggies, put it in little containers for easy access that you can just pull out in the morning. You can even boil and peel eggs the night before for a quick breakfast. It's a good source of protein, something, easy to grab and go. And then there's also some healthy on-the-go items that you can also grab and go. Be sure to have some of these foods on hand just so in case you don't have time, like yogurt, containers of yogurt, the little individualized containers of cottage cheese sticks, fruit cups, high-fiber granola bars. These are all easy grab-and-go items. So here's a few ideas, some specific ideas for breakfast. We have the traditional breakfast. You have a high-fiber cereal with skim milk and fruit. That's kind of, an easy one there. But if you want a little bit more variety, you can try wrapping shredded mozzarella cheese, some veggies, and some little spicy mustard there to kind of give it a little bit of kick, inside of 2 ounces of lean deli meat. Wrap that up like a tortilla. This can be made the night before. You can actually wrap those up individually in saran wrap and then, grab those in the morning. That can be something, if you plan ahead of time, that you have right there, you can just grab and go. If you have a little bit more time in the morning, you can do the little breakfast sandwich here, a poached egg, Canadian bacon, low-fat or fat-free cheese, inside of a whole grain toasted English muffin. So a little bit different. That might be a weekend meal. And then if you have a sweet tooth, we have a toasted whole grain waffle topped with low-fat or fat-free yogurt and some berries. Or some parfaits. This is another easy grab-and-go thing that you can make ahead of time. You can layer the low-fat or fat-free yogurt with some berries and sprinkle it with low-fat granola. You can put this in a plastic cup, covered with saran wrap. You can make more than one at a time. You can have them in the refrigerator ready to go. You can grab that and go in the morning, or you can even have it as a snack later on in the day. This is also something that some of the fast food restaurants are starting to offer, parfaits or the oatmeal. If you do have to go to a fast food restaurant, there are options out there. So, just look for those options. Don't, just because you're going to a fast food restaurant, don't just say, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get the, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, with the hash browns. And, look for those healthy items because they are out there. So, remember that the breakfast meal doesn't have to be time consuming. It's a great way to get those vitamins, minerals, essential nutrients in there, calcium, fiber, like we said. So it can keep that in mind whenever you're trying to plan the breakfast meal, because you're going to set yourself up for a better day by eating breakfast. So now I'm going to pass it on to Irma, and she's going to talk to you about the lunch meal.
There's so much good to be said for how much you can change your health by making your own lunch. We know from research that skipping breakfast, lunch, or even both makes it harder for us to lose weight or keep the weight off. Studies have also shown that when people eat meals away from home, they tend to eat more food, more calories, and more fat. So making a healthy lunch is a great idea, but not only it helps save calories, save money, and save time, but also allows you time to relax when you're eating lunch without having to fight the crowds and drive-through and traffic. So why is it so important to eat a healthy lunch? Despite the way you may feel after eating a lunch, because most of us tend to eat a heavier lunch, we tend to get a little sleepy, a little tired, maybe want to take a little nap after eating, falling asleep at work, meetings. I've seen some people fall asleep at the red light. It does supposed to increases your energy level. So it helps you refuel your body for everyday activities. So maybe you want to reevaluate after this presentation what you're eating and how much of it you're eating. In addition, healthy lunch increases your ability to concentrate and stay focused, helps maintain your metabolism for healthy weight, creates a strong immune system, improves digestion, and of course with the more fiber that you'll be eating, it improves bowel function. That's always a good thing. Also helps decrease your health risk for developing diabetes, heart disease, certain types of cancer, and obesity. So given that no single food provides all the nutrients that you need for good health, the aim should be to include a variety of foods for balance. So what does a healthy lunch consist of? We look at fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables can provide the foundation for a healthy lunch. They're low in calories, they're nutrient dense, which means they're packed with a lot of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and fiber. Fruits and vegetables should also be a part of every meal and your first choice for a good snack. Now, dairy, aim for at least 3 servings of dairy a day. Calcium is going to be one of the key nutrients that your body needs in order to stay strong and healthy. It's essential for lifelong bone health in both men and women, among other important functions. So besides milk, yogurt, cheese, it's also found in leafy green vegetables and beans. Now, protein is one of those nutrients that we don't have a problem getting much into our diet. It's basically, majority of the plate is the meat. The protein is going to provide for the body, it's the body's basic building block for energy and growth. and essential for maintaining cells, tissue, and organs. A lack of protein in our diet can slow growth, reduce muscle mass, lower immunity, and weaken the heart and respiratory system. So let's go beyond fish and turkey and chicken and try different types of protein, like beans, nuts, seeds, peas, delicious tofu and soy products. There's a lot of good products out in the market, and Boca Burger, you may want to go out and buy you a Boca Burger. So as I mentioned, protein, the meat, is really the biggest thing on our plate. When in actuality, half our plate should be vegetables, a fourth should be meat, and the other fourth should be whole grains. So choose complex carbohydrates, including whole wheat bread, pasta, brown rice, with each meal for long-lasting energy. It gives you that sense of fullness when you eat. And studies have also shown that people who eat more whole grains tend to have a healthier heart. So just make sure you plan your meals using the foods you have on hand. So before you actually start planning your lunch, just want to ask yourself a couple of questions. What do I need nutritionally? Do I have whole grains at home? Fruits and vegetables, low-fat dairy foods? What foods do I already have in the kitchen? Are those foods I'm able to prepare for a healthy lunch the next day? So planning ahead is essential for quick lunch assembly. A planned menu with all the ingredients in the kitchen will make it easier to put together tomorrow's menu. So what I did, I compiled this list of food for the week to make healthy lunches. Sorry. So this list costs about $5 or less per lunch, which is pretty cheap if you look at what we're actually spending for lunch, anywhere from $8 to $10. And that's just going through the drive-through line. So whole wheat pita bread, romaine lettuce, a bag of apples and oranges, a can of light tuna and water, prepared grilled chicken, 2 tomatoes, 1 cucumber, a bag of baby carrots, a can of salmon, and 3 cans of low-sodium broth-based soup. So from that list, you can prepare a whole wheat pita with lettuce, 3 ounces of grilled chicken, 1 tablespoon of light dressing, baby carrots, a medium apple. And I know it doesn't look like a whole lot of food, but this is really the way that we should be eating, getting a balance in our diet and not just meat being the main food on our plate. And these are some other ideas. A cup of soup, 3 ounces of grilled chicken on a bed of romaine lettuce with sliced apple, 1 medium apple, 2 tablespoons of a light vinaigrette salad dressing. So how can you make all of this fit into your busy lunchtime? Make lunchtime a priority. Plan to eat before you actually start on work, errands. Reserve at least 20 to 30 minutes for eating. And try not to eat while doing other things, as hard as it may be. Not to eat while we're driving or working. Because trust me, I've seen some people driving and trying to eat and talk. Pack it from home. Beyond the cost savings when you pack lunch at home, you can not only control the portions, but you also control the healthy ingredients that you put into it. Use last night's dinner leftovers, and always have a plan B in place. When I say a plan B, sometimes, life is unpredictable. We may not have time to prepare at home, but at least have something like frozen entrees. There's a lot of lean cuisines and healthy choice, low sodium frozen entrees on the market. Shop wisely, read labels, buy in bulk, use a shopping list to avoid impulse buying, and avoid last-minute trips to the store when you're hungry or feeling rushed. Stock your refrigerator and pantry with lean meats, whole fruits and vegetables, whole grains, low-fat dairy, fruits and vegetables, and try to make it a challenge to include these foods in every meal to keep a balance in your diet. Be realistic and consistent about meal planning. I think that's going to be one of the most important things that you can do. Any plan needs to work for you and your situation. It needs to fit your schedule, your budget, and your cooking skills. And most importantly, you want to start slow. Making drastic changes can be a recipe for failure. A lot of times people tend to want to do everything all at once, and they get overwhelmed, and eventually they stop doing what they really should be doing and going back to their old behaviors. So what you want to do is make small changes. Small changes can make a big difference. Pick one change, like adding a salad to your lunch, cutting your portions in half, maybe even cutting back on the salt that you may be putting on your food, or even adding different types of fruits. Go beyond oranges and apples and bananas. There's a lot of good fruits out there that are in season. You can even switch from butter to olive oil when cooking. So just these little small changes over a time will make a big difference. Research suggests that it takes about 21 days for a behavior to become a habit. So if you want to start eating a healthy lunch, plan ahead. I mean, that's going to be really, really important, is planning ahead. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Barbara, who's going to talk about our challenge at the end of the day, and that's dinner.
Great. Well, thanks, Irma. So let's talk about dinner. What's the most dreaded question of busy women everywhere? Y'all know it. Mom, honey, or whatever your title is, what's for dinner? Y'all know it. What I really love is when I give the answer and then they go, that really makes you feel good. Well, so your answer can go either way. You know, if you're not right, maybe in the best place, it may be not so healthy options. You know, I don't care. Y'all fend for yourselves tonight. Or I've got Domino's on speed dial. Let's get takeout. Where's the nearest drive-through? Oh, we can just eat at the ballpark or the soccer field because, you know, there's lots of healthy choices in those places. Healthier options might be if you plan 3 to 4 easy meals per week. It doesn't have to be that you have a big dinner planned for every night of the week because the reality is not everybody's home 7 nights a week. So start with 3 or 4 healthy meals that you might prepare each week. Use your freezer and your crock pot. Your crock pot is the ultimate multitasker. You know, you put that thing going in the morning and you come home and your house smells great and you've got some supper to put on the table. So don't be afraid to use your crock pot and freeze leftovers in your freezer. Use healthy, simple sides. Use theme nights, you know, maybe taco night or make your own pizza night or soup and sandwich night. Those can really come in handy. When all else fails, rotisserie chicken is a mom's best friend or a busy lady's best friend. Take the skin off to help you lower the fat, and that can make a really healthy meal for your family or maybe even a couple of meals if there's just, you know, 1 or 2 of you at home. So everybody knows the KISS principle. Keep it simple, sister. Let's not get all complicated. Weeknight meals do not have to be something elaborate. Only 1 recipe per meal for weeknight dinners. You know, you don't want to have your entree and then a recipe for your side dishes. You want your sides to be simple. So steamed vegetables. You know, you can microwave either fresh or frozen vegetables. You can even do the little steam in the bag vegetables. Those are really convenient. I tell people to do a combination of fresh and frozen vegetables. That way you don't have rotten broccoli in your fridge at the end of the week. You know, keep a little bit in the freezer so when you go through your fresh items first and then go to your freezer items after. Salad is great. It's always a good option for a side dish. I like to keep the little separate toppings chopped up and separate, and that way everybody in my house kind of makes their own salad. I have one kid that likes tomatoes. but not cucumbers, and the other kid likes cucumbers and not tomatoes. Everybody makes their own and everybody's happy. Keep your starches simple, roasted potatoes, quick cooking pasta. The little mini pastas cook in like 7 minutes, and angel hair pasta cooks in like 3 minutes. And so you've got dinner on the table in no time with that. Wild rice, or the instant brown rice, or even the microwavable pouches of rice. And those are somewhat portion controlled, so you don't have a huge amount of it if you're only feeding 1 or 2 at home. So some easy dinner ideas. Grilled chicken is a good go-to meal. Just serve it with, you can even grill some veggies on the side and serve that with a baked potato. Seafood is a great choice because it cooks in minutes, really 3 to 5 minutes for fish or shrimp. It's really quick. You can saute it, grill it, or broil it in your oven. Serve that with steamed veggies and wild rice. You're good to go. Your crock pot buddy again for red beans or pulled chicken or pork sandwiches or pot roast. The bonus there is you get leftovers from that, and so that can be really good and can save you time later on in the week. Taco night, we do this at my house a lot. Lean meat, whole wheat tortillas, and fun toppings. You can do cilantro, black beans, sour cream, guacamole, or chopped avocado, and again, everybody makes their own and everybody's happy. Pork tenderloin or lean pork chops, those cook up really fast. The little thin cut pork chops really saute easy and nice. Serve those with sweet potatoes and salad. Again, you've got supper on the table in 30 minutes or less. Faster than deciding where to go to a restaurant and then deciding what to eat. So if you're prepared, you really can do well to eat at home. Seasonal tips, we cook a little bit differently depending on the season. So in the summer, you can grill on weekends to cover some of your weeknight meals. Maybe cook an extra chicken and vegetables. If you do grilled chicken and grilled veggies and you have leftovers from that, you can toss that with pasta later on in the week and either make a pasta salad out of it or do a hot pasta with it. Grill an additional meat on the weekend. Maybe you're doing grilled chicken, do a pork tenderloin at the same time, and then you've got, probably 3 or 4 days worth of meals for your family. In the winter, we usually rely a little bit more on soups or gumbos or things that we do in the oven, and so do extras of those and freeze your leftovers. And use those for leftovers for your healthy lunches as well. Nowadays, you really don't even have to have a shelf full of cookbooks. We've got all kinds of awesome resources on the web to help you learn healthy recipes. CookingLight.com is a really good resource that I use a lot. You can search the recipe database by title, by ingredient. You can look at categories of recipes such as quick and easy, slow cooker favorites, or comfort food. They have a feature on there right now that's 100 great soups. And so if you're looking for something kind of warm and cozy on these cold nights, you can find a soup recipe. EatingWell.com is another one. They have a recipe database, 30 minutes or less. They have recipes for 2. So if you're downsizing in your home, sometimes it's hard to make that transition from cooking for a family to cooking for 1 or 2 people at home. So those kinds of ideas can help you with that. Even apps for your phone. Now, I don't have a smartphone yet, but I know a lot of people do, and they think they're awesome. They're so cool. Cooks Illustrated is a great one. It's got recipes, shopping lists, even a cooking timer, and instructional videos. So this can literally walk you through a recipe with your iPhone in your kitchen. How to Cook Everything is Mark Bittman. He's a New York Times food writer, and so this is kind of the new, basic cookbook of learning how to cook. And so they have the cookbook version and the iPhone app. Epicurious is another really good one. Allrecipes.com dinner spinner. You put in what you want to make and how long you want to be in the kitchen, and it comes up with all kinds of different choices. So pretty cool. Holly Clegg has rush hour recipes delivered to your phone daily to help you answer that question, what's for dinner tonight? And I think with the iPhone apps and the phone apps, it's a great way to get younger people involved in cooking. I really think that we've gotten away from the kitchen and we need to get back to it. So helping folks get involved in cooking, and if you have young people in your family, bringing them in and getting them involved, I think it's really, it's exciting, and it's a good way to help them learn to cook and learn to do things. Most importantly, like anything else in life, have fun. The kitchen can be a great place to, pull your family together and do family meals. Try new things, experiment a little bit. Have a few standard recipes that are really, truly like your own, like your specialty, your favorite lasagna or your favorite shrimp and corn soup. And those are going to be your go-to meals for your weekly dinners that, that's a good standard solid recipe that everybody likes. So those will be repeated often in your weekly rotations. I always say use local or southern healthy cookbooks to appreciate our way of doing things. I know I've tried cookbooks from other states in the past, and sometimes I'm a little let down by the lack of flavor in those. So appreciate our local cuisine and all the flavors and seasonings that we like to use. I always say if you feed them, they will come. If you have a wonderful, awesome, healthy meal on your table, your friends and family will love to be at your house because it just feels so cozy. Think about when you go to a friend's house for dinner, how relaxing it is to just be in someone's home instead of in a noisy restaurant, and how nice it is and how taken care of you feel when you have that meal prepared for you. So thank you guys for your attention for that, and I'm going to push it over to Michelle to help you fill in the gaps with your snacks.
Good morning. I am Michelle, and I'm going to talk to you about snacks. So for those of you that cannot see this, the cartoon says they tried adding healthy snacks to the office vending machine, but all that rotting fruit made the candy bars taste bad. So I think we really don't see a whole lot of healthy choices in vending machines. So there's a lot of limited healthy snacks in the vending machines, and I think we've all been guilty at one time or another of having that vending machine call us by name, and we kind of go towards it if we don't have anything healthy on hand. So a lot of people think that snacking is not advised by dietitians, but we would otherwise think differently. So if you think about the benefits that snacking has, you may think differently also. So we listed some of the benefits of snacking, which they include curbs cravings. It can aid in weight control. It can boost your energy throughout the day, and it can decreases hunger. So one of the things I do like to point out in here is one of the benefits of snacking is not a cure for boredom. So I think we've all gotten caught up in that as well, where you're bored, you go to the kitchen, look in the pantry, look in the refrigerator, trying to kind of waste your time, and that's not necessarily a good thing. So if we think about snacking, we want to think about some good strategies, and some of those are being prepared. Always think about nutrition when you're thinking about snacking, and try to keep your snacks between 100 and 150 calories. So being prepared, if we wait till we get too hungry, we're likely to make the wrong choice. That's when we tend to kind of want to eat the tablecloth or whatever is ahead of us. Being tired or overworked can lead to snacking on the wrong types of foods. Feeling stressed, anxious, or bored. I think we've all, depending on your family life, your work schedule, other commitments. Seeing or smelling food. I think we've all gone to the mall at one time or another, passed by the Cinnabons or the chocolate chip place, and you smell the food and it kind of automatically makes you want to snack on things. So doing certain activities such as watching TV, getting in the habit of sitting down and kind of pairing up that TV watching with snacking can definitely be a bad habit that we all get into, and celebrating holidays and social events. So in Louisiana, we like to celebrate, and we like to celebrate often with food. So, and good food too. So we want to think about making it nutritious. So before we kind of dive into that bag of chips or the sleeve of cookies or whatever it may be, we want to kind of ask ourselves, is this the nutrition that my body needs right now? And the answer is probably going to be no. So if we kind of think about the various nutrition components of snacking, it may help you to make better choices. So fruits and vegetables will provide us a feeling of fullness or that satiety. It can also give us fiber and vitamins and minerals. A lot of the low-fat dairy products will give us women and men the calcium that we need and provide us with protein. Whole grain products are also good in fiber and rich in complex carbohydrates, which is also a good thing. So we want to keep our snacks between 100 and 150 calories. So if you're trying to watch your weight, choosing those snacks leaning more towards the 100-calorie option. It may not sound that much difference between 50 calories, but if you're adding, a snack between breakfast and lunch and another snack between lunch and dinner, that can end up saving you 100 calories or so, which we all can benefit from. So some different examples of 100-calorie snacks would be a cup of milk, the skim milk, the string cheese, and the yogurt will provide us with calcium throughout the day that we need, and also it has a good amount of protein as well. 3 cups of popcorn. They even sell the popcorn in the little 100-calorie bags now, which is good because if you're like me and you pop a whole one, you're going to eat the whole thing. And that can add up to about 400 to maybe 500 calories. So I love those little snack bags. In fact, I have a little snack. They can tell you the microwave starts going off downstairs at like 2 or 3, and I have my little bag of popcorn every day. An apple or a banana is also a good choice. That's going to provide you with fiber and keep you satisfied. They're also very portable too. So even though Irma said don't drive, don't eat and drive, it could be something that you could do in the car, or if you don't have a whole lot of time to chop up something, you can always throw a banana in your bag and you'll be good to go. If you're a chocolate lover like myself, I like the chocolate Cheerios. I like to portion those out ahead of time too. I'll buy the whole box of Cheerios, portion 1 cup in little snack bags, and put it all back in the box. So in the morning, when you're running out the door, you grab one of those, throw it in your bag, and you're good to go. So if you're kind of craving chocolate, it's a good, healthy snack with limited amount of calories as well. So some of the snacks between 100 or about 150 calories. A Kashi bar is a good one. They also make, the Fiber One bars. Those have a good amount of protein and fiber. 1 ounce of almonds, or pretty much any type of nut. Just limit the amount of it. 2 tablespoons of hummus and 5 wheat crackers. Another example would be a half cup of low-fat cottage cheese with a small fruit cup, or a small apple with 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. So those kind of give you some different ideas and kind of fill in the gaps between those meals to kind of help you to avoid getting too hungry. Because if you wait too long, between meals, you're going to end up overeating that next meal, which is definitely not a good thing. So hopefully you've learned some new ideas from the 3 meals and the snacks that will give you the nutrients that your body needs to be the best that you can be. So what we would like to do right now is kind of open it up for general questions on meal planning. Anybody, you have a question? Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to have all these posted on the website too. So I know we listed a lot of examples and things like that. Do you know when those will be posted to the website?
It'll be several weeks before everything will be posted to the website. If you need it before then, email us and we'll try to get it to you, at least the presentation.